May 1st, 2022 for Kerala was a day of high-octane political melodrama which began with an unexpected and dramatic arrest of senior Kerala political leader and former MLA PC George. In the early hours on that Sunday, a posse of about 50 cops in their police jeeps drove into PC George's house premise at Erattupetah in Kottayam and took him into custody for his alleged communal remarks against the Muslim community. He was brought to Nandavanam A R Camp in Thiruvannathapuram, interrogated, and his arrest was recorded before noon. The police had registered a case against George on Saturday alleging that his speech promoted religious hatred and booked him initially under non-bailable section 153A of IPC pertaining to promoting enmity between different groups on grounds of religion. It is reported that they took suo moto action against the former legislator under the directions of the state police chief Anil Kant. On reaching Thiruvannathapuram, an additional charge under section 295A pertaining to deliberate and malicious act intended to outrage religious feelings of any class by insulting its religion or religious beliefs was also slapped on him. Hours later, he was produced before Judicial First-Class Magistrate Asha Koshi, who granted him bail on condition that he should not commit any similar crime, should not intimidate witnesses, and fully cooperate with the investigation. The court rejected the police argument that if George was released, the same offence could be repeated and the case could be subverted using his influence as a former MLA. The part of the speech that created controversy was this: in Muslim hotels, if what I have heard is true, they add drugs in the tea to make people impotent. They want to make your men and women infertile and then fake over the entire country. In his speech, George had also alleged that some Muslims served the food after spitting in it. Why should we eat their spit? Their scholars claim that their spit is a fragrance, he had said. Later, George told media that the controversial things he said was what a person had confided in him. Pleading for bail, PC George's lawyer told the magistrate that the defendant was a diabetic, a well-known public figure and not a fugitive. The relevant part of section 153A, the main offence charged by the police, refers to promoting hostility between two religious groups. This did not happen in the case of PC George. The other is 295A, indulging in deliberate and malicious act intended to outrage religious feelings of any class by insulting its religion or religious beliefs. George did not make any call to take up arms and fight. In a closed hall where only Hindus were present, he just gave a warning about some of the trends going on in society while addressing the audience at the Anantapuri Hindu Mahasammelana. Hence, the charges made against George didn't exist per se. These were the arguments put forth by George's lawyer, Shastamangalam Ajit Kumar. It was after listening to these arguments that the judge granted George bail, which turned out to be an embarrassment for the Kerala police and the government. Now, many questions will come to our mind when we look into this dramatic case that turned out to be a damn squib for media persons and his political rivals. First and foremost, who in the Home Department would have ordered the police force to make such a dramatic arrest in the absence of the Chief Minister, who is in America for treatment? Wasn't it a hasty and foolish decision to send so much policemen all the way from Thiruvannathapuram to Kottayam to take PC George into custody? How did the police frame charges without properly studying the complaint and analyzing the video evidence of the speech? Were they working under pressure or were they being made scapegoats? These are the questions for which the Home Department owe answers to the public. Now, interestingly, the police are getting ready to go for the cancellation of bail granted to PC George. They are likely to file a petition for this on Tuesday at Thiruvannathapuram District Sessions Court. We have to wait and see whether the police will get humiliated there also.